Both of you. Well, I don't know.
Bob, just go outside.
You ready? You ready? You ready? Okay. Is it going?
We're running.
Are you sure it's running?
We're
Okay.
running on 1450.
All right. So, hello, Jesse Duncan from Figurehead Brewing. I just built this bottle washer, bottle filler, that I wanted to show you how it works, and you can build your own because you can do it for about $200. So, we're filling today our Belgian Dark Strong GABF gold medal winner. No big deal. That's my wife on there, captain of a ship. So I'm doing Belgian volumes, so it's like twice the pressure of a normal beer. So the first thing we do is we put this guy under here, like so, and then we put the arm down to hold the bottle under there, and then we charge it with CO2, counter pressure bottling process. So you get it going like that until it's kind of reached pressure. And then you close that valve once you got pressure out of it, so it's purged with CO2. And then you open the beer line. That cracked a little bit. And now there should be beer going into it. There is. So as it's going, it's pressurizing, beer's coming out, and it's staying at the same pressure so it doesn't foam. If you want to know more about that, I just look up counter pressure bottling. So we go up like that, basically until it comes out, waste a bunch of beer. Pop it off. Carefully. Sanitized corks. We have one of those. So these corkers are designed for wine bottles. They're designed to go all the way in because we're doing Belgian bottles. It needs to be a little bit proud. So kind of doing this by feel. Oh, damn it! That was too much. Do better next time. So there's that, and then we put a basket on her. Twist it. Okay, and it's done. So there we go. First bottle, very first bottle. Yeah. So that's it. Before these were all stuck in here, we were using this whole assembly here. We were doing it basically just holding it with our hands, and it was a really, really big pain. So we made this 3-stem filler so we can go a lot faster and get a system going. And so I wanted to show you some kind of close-ups and show you how I built it if you want to make your own. So I did this with polyethylene plastic or something, and I just used a table saw and a chop saw. And these we bought from somewhere, I can't remember, those whole assemblies with the thing. It's basically a Blickman beer gun. So I mounted those into there. The way I did that was I drilled a hole, I can't remember what size, but to where when I tightened it, it just pinched the edges of the fitting. The PVC pipe idea I got from, I cannot remember the name of the brewery. It was a YouTube video. I'll find it and let you know at the end. But basically I just made, there's springs up here with hooks that you can't see, and the hooks are attached to, or that's the stem of the hook right there, so you can raise and lower the spring tension. It's set pretty well right now. And then just glued all this PVC together, and I made these guides and stuff so that this, goes, there we go, focus. so that this goes up and down pretty easy. And then you just put a bottle in there and swing it over and up, and that's how it locks it in place. So what we're doing as far as filling is, I'm going to do a better job of this later, but we have the CO2 line comes off the line that I showed you where the ball valve goes, and then it goes, to our CO2. And then the other end, the beer line, actually this is the beer line for this one, goes to our keg. So anyway, that's how the setup works. I wanted to show some, kind of show some close-ups. So if you wanted to make your own, you could. I used paddle drill bits, just those wood rough end drill bits to drill the holes, and then drilled and countersunk those holes. And I drilled these cutouts here with a big hole saw, and it worked really, really well. The cuts came out really clean. So this is after the brewing day. I came home and finished the project up. I could tell there were some things that needed to be adjusted and fixed, and I knew that, but I wanted to see how it worked in practice. So the things that I adjusted and changed, before each, these are the gas line side. So when you open the valve here, that's gas that goes in, and then you switch it to this side and the beer goes in. I disconnected those beer lines because I'm going to run them through these other holes that I drilled. I probably should clarify, I messed it up in the other video, I might edit it out, but when you open the gas and the beer both come out the bottom of the straw, and then the CO2 or whatever gas is in the bottle beer, when you're purging it, comes out this deal. So you just open that up, yeah, that way. So you'll crack the gas going that way, and then the beer and so forth. I gotta figure out how to attach that a little better. It's pretty janky. So that's what I did, was I did all three of these lines like that, and I'll shoot another piece here in a second to how I tied them all up in the back. And I added this pressure gauge. I found this cool pressure gauge vintage thing at the scrapyard, which will tell you your CO2 pressure to the manifold, so you can match that to what the keg pressure is. It used to have this crappy valve on here, so and gauge, so I got rid of that. These were the gauges that were on, or the valves that were on there, which bleed. You turn this, they suck. So I got rid of these things and replaced them with ball valves. They're just way easier to use. All right, so we'll take a look at the back side. So this is the back side of it. Those hoses coming in, which I ran to a 3-way air manifold block with a hose coming out there to a female T, which goes to my gauge, obviously, and then that'll go to the CO2 from our big CO2 tank in the brewery. And then I just made another one of these vinyl blocks to clamp that thing in place. So that's what I got. The next step will be to hook up the 3 beer lines coming out and probably hook them up to a common manifold so I can fill off of 1 keg at a time. At the moment, we fill off of 2 kegs, so you hook each one of these up to a separate Sankey tap, and then you fill out 2 kegs at the same time, but obviously it'd be ideal to just go through 1 keg at a time. So that'll be the next thing I do, but I'm real close to being done with it, so that's where I'm at. I also want to take a second to thank the guys at Texas Big Beer Brewery, www.texasbigbeer.com, for the inspiration for this. They don't know me, but I pretty much copied their design, just using plastic. But those guys seem to have it figured out, doing it on the cheap, like most of us that own breweries and stuff when we're starting up have to do, because it's just so expensive to buy these things, like they said. So I just wanted to thank those guys at Texas Big Beer for the inspiration, and that's all we got for now. Hopefully I'll get some more videos uploaded here about some of our other brewing processes if it would help anybody with their brewing. Thanks.